And we should be live. Oh man, what's up, Bot Nation? I really and truly, how do I put it? Don't feel like doing a goddamn thing. Only thing I'm not gonna do is turn that down for me. Jesus Christ, that shit was blasting in my ears. It wasn't for you guys, but it was for me. I mean, let's see, hold on, let me do this. Let me do this real quick. I still need to finish making this. I haven't really finished making it. Probably should. Oh god. Wait. And there we go. You guys can see my wonderful avatar's face. Is that in the middle? I'm not sure. Hold on. Should I have thought about this beforehand? Yes. Did I not think about it beforehand? Yes. I mean, technically the best thing I could technically do is just be like this. Oh god, why? Why do you do what you do? Yeah, that seems close enough to the middle. Something like that. Alright, well, thanks for stopping by real quick. Have a wonderful sleep. I'm not gonna do anything in here. I don't feel like doing anything. God, it's been real miserable. Not really, but like I haven't been able to like thoroughly like play a game and binge a game in so long. And like I have about like 15 new games that I'm just like, God, I really want to play it and get through it. But like it's sort of them situations to where you're like, well, I've got to get this done, and this done. Yeah, like something's got to be sacrificed, and the only thing is like, damn, I'm really gonna have to sacrifice these video games, and it is, well, right now at least, for now. Maybe if ever this comes full time, I wouldn't have to, because I would have time. But like, my mind is just like, there's no real point, because getting it, like I have a bunch of single player games. I'm like, there's no real point in getting into the single player games because like, you can't really sit down most of the week. Like I can't sit down and be like, yeah, we're gonna play this for the next 10 hours, right? It's kind of like the only days I can do that are like Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, where if I could be like, yeah, I'm gonna sit down and play this game for the next 10 hours, but like my mind's just like, I can't, because they're all story driven, so I need to take the time to make sure, you know, like, okay, everything's going okay. But then like on the weekends, it's typically when I stream. I might start trying to stream more weekdays, but like it's a real tight ship we're running here, because it's like, okay, do I want to stream at 1 a.m. on the weekdays? Is that something that anyone will look forward to? And the answer is no. And it's kind of like, do I want to stream earlier? And it's kind of like, yeah, but typically, yeah, I want to, because typically I spend all day Friday editing. That's typically what I do. Typically I'll wake up, go to the gym, and then spend the next, depending on the video, it could be 10 to 15 hours just editing. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. This week was a bit I mean, this one I think it was like 13 hours I had to spend on that video, and I couldn't even do everything I wanted to do because someone brought up in the comments where they're like, hey, you should do you want to add subtitles? And I've thought about it, but the problem with subtitles is the fact that like it's an additional, maybe like, depending on how long, because you understand, the video that just came out has 3,000 words. If I subtitled everything, that is 3,000 words I have to subtitle. And I'm just like, man, that's a bit of a doozy of some subtitles. 3,000 words of subtitles. And so I'm just like, and so I'm still kind of trying to figure out a way to like get the subtitles easier, aside from just having YouTube's closed captions. But like the subtitles are also going to just add more horses onto this carriage that my PC does not need any more horses onto this carriage. So that's highly unfortunate. I mean, not really. I mean, eventually. But like, man, 3,000 words. Because this is the latest video is the most words I've used for any of these videos, and it's double it. Because typically I can do about 1,700, but I made this one longer because I was like, sure, let's see. Because I guess, how long has that poll been up? Like 2 hours? Hold on, let's check a poll. Because I think I have 2 up currently. Nope, not this one. Forgot I was on this one, and no, wrong one. God damn it, Sway. We do this one. So there's only one vote for right now, and it just says dealer's choice. So yeah, so right now it's still up to my discretion how long I want to make these videos. Because I've had some people be like, man, you should make a part 2, and I'm like, part 2s are tenuous because I typically like to do one because I got a lot I got to go through, doing it once a week, and it's honestly a lot. And so like, I think the thing is, because a lot of the games I kind of really want to play are like single player games. Like, there are games that came out damn near 2 years ago that I've never played and been wanting to play, and I've just been like, eventually. Patient. Well, not year. I mean, I think the oldest game I need to play is Persona 5 Royale, the Royal version. I mean, I beat the base one. I damn near platinumed it. I'm like so close to platinum. And if I wanted to, I could have, and I just chose not to. And then we had, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, there's also Final Fantasy 16, which has been out about to be a year, and I haven't touched that one at a bit. I haven't even, no, I put it in the PlayStation. I just haven't opened the application at all. Because it's just like a situation to where if you try to do everything, you end up doing nothing. And when you try to do nothing, when you want to do nothing, you end up doing everything. And so I was just kind of like, I'll put the games on hold temporarily. And so a lot of my free time is like, manga reading pretty much, just to keep up to date, making sure I always got stuff. Even though, if we're gonna be honest here, if I stopped reading manga today, I would literally have a video. I would be able to make a video for like the next, I think it's like 2 or 3 years. Like, I have a lot. I mean, it's 7 years of manga reading. Like, I have all the recommendations. I mean, the biggest pain in the ass is always the ones where it's like, does it have an anime or not? If it doesn't have an anime, I typically make a video on it. If it does have an anime, I typically don't, because there's no point, because other people are going to make it like, check out this anime, this manga just got an anime. Another thing is like, man, like, I really would love to get voice acting in my videos, but at the same time, because of the way I make the videos and how everything gets done, like, if I wanted to get like voice actors or like maybe newcomers to voice acting, like how far in the future I would have to start writing stuff would be ridiculous. I probably am going to have to if I ever want to do that. So everything's kind of going to be like, oh, we see. Like it's going to be like, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And so yeah, no, but like, and I was like, I guess I will stream because I didn't stream yesterday. Because I explained to you that yesterday I probably spent like, I don't know, I was 14 hours just reading the manga. 14 hours. That's all I was doing. I was doing nothing else. And I was like, damn, do I want to stream? And then it was like 1:30 and I was like, fuck, I'm not going to do that. No one's going to be there. It's so late. Like this stream isn't going to be that long. It's probably going to be like 30. I mean, this is probably going to be closer to a podcast than anything else. Cause like, oh my God. Like I just don't have, I was like, oh, I could play Monster Hunter. But it's kind of like, eh. Like there hasn't really been a game that I'm like, yes, full-fledged, yes. I mean, the closest we'll get is when Elden Ring's DLC comes out. I will be streaming the fuck out of that. I mean, oh man. Oh, 3 months. That's all you gotta wait. But until then, everything's kind of like, I'll play this on the side here and there when I feel like I could probably spend a few hours on it. But other than that, it's just like, it's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of agonizing TikTok. So I made a TikTok for this account so long ago, and I don't know what it is, but it got shadow banned, and it recently got unshadow banned. But I think it got just re-shadow banned. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I use too many hashtags. I don't know if it's because I clearly got to go read some terms of service and figure out what the hell I can and cannot do. I don't use the app. I have no idea, but I'm like, sure, it's a bigger audience. Throw it over there. Let the kids watch. That's not working out. Not working out fairly well at all. Not even close. So that's going wonderful. I think I already mentioned. I think it was like 4 or 5 streams ago, however fucking many streams ago, that I no longer was going to do the shorts and the live streams on like the main channel because the YouTube algorithm in January, the YouTube algorithm mostly had me figure out, and it was killing it for me. Dog, February came around and I started trying to spice shit up, and the YouTube algorithm was like, what the f is this? And I was like, my bad, man. I wanted to see, and it was a terrible mistake because it cut everything I did in January got cut in half in February. Every measurable statistic, half cut, straight samurai sliced that bitch through. And I was like, oh man, you can't do this to me. What did I do? So for right now, I was like, yeah, we're gonna have to listen. The YouTube algorithm had me down pat. It was doing your boy justice. And then your boy tried to fuck it up. And he did fuck it up temporarily. I mean, I'm probably still doing it like numbers mostly. Especially for something that comes out once a week. And so like, cause like the crazy thing is I've been doing this for 2 years, but I've only been doing like this for 3 months now? 4 months? 5 months? Like five-ish months. And me and YouTube's relationship is still very complicated at this point. Where it's just like, come on, you gotta be doing me more justice than that. Come on, man. But like sometimes it's just like, yeah, we'll give this video 200,000 impressions. This one, 5,000. Like, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Love to see that you're just, woo! But I mean, like, I try not to agonize over the numbers, but like, I guess it isn't just like, part of me's agonizing over the numbers, but part of me isn't. The part of me that's agonizing over the numbers is the part of me that really like what has like, I have so much stuff in my mind that I'm like, it would be so great to make a video about that, or I want to do videos like this. And it's like, well, the only way we're really and truly realistically going to be able to do that is A, you're gonna have to pay somebody and you don't got the money to be paying people, or B, you're gonna have to get enough subs and viewers to essentially be able to do this full-time, if not even full-time, if it could pay you enough, like as much as a part-time job, so that you could then be able to upgrade hardware, upgrade mics, upgrade PC, so that I could put more time into editing and just a bunch of other stuff like that. And like, that's the part of me that's agonizing over the numbers. It's the one that is like, I want to do actually what I envision, because right now it's like, when I'm making a video, it's like, God, it'd be so great to do that. Oh, it'd be so great. But it's like, you kind of gotta settle with what you got. I got what I got, and so I'm essentially making the best of what I can make right now. But there's the me that understands that like you can't do much. Like, your PCs, like both of my PCs combined may not even equal like $1,000. Like, we are out here rocking low tech hardware, and it's just like, you know, you understand that, so you got to make do with what you got. And then there's other part of me, it's just like, but you can make stuff so much greater. And like, so I know I mentioned last week how like I was working on a bigger project. Well, that's been put on hold because, of course, I said that and then tried to do it and then forgot about the limitations of my own PC, which is just, I can't explain to you how you use something every day, but you just somehow always forget. You know, that's great. God, Tekken 8 soundtrack is so fucking good. Holy shit, man. Okay, that's on shuffle. Okay, knew something funky was going on. And so I'm just like, oh, please. But I think because, so when I first started the YouTube thing, it was 2021. It was essentially, I was like, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel. And I was like, but if I'm gonna make a YouTube channel, I typically gotta make it on one game, because if you get if you get one game, you know, you get big off that one game. Because I literally only thought about doing YouTube as like gaming content. There was literally not another thought in my goddamn cortex, my frontal lobe cortex hub. Hey, you know, you can make YouTube content on anything. And I was like, psh, psh, anything is gaming, duh, gaming and gaming, that's it. And so I was like, I need a game that I'm really gonna get into, a game that is perfect. And I was like, Elden Ring. Elden Ring was not perfect for video recording, especially when you're trying to start, because multitude of reasons. One, Elden Ring is more different than every other Dark Souls game, and that it's open world. It's like, fuck it, you want to do that? Go do it. Oh, you see it, you can go touch it. So, which means open world games, for those of you unaware, they're kind of more like better for like streaming. You know, it's just typically better. Now, in hindsight, I wish I would have streamed my playthrough of Elden Ring first. That, I feel like I could have had something there. I chose not to. I decided to make videos on it. And I realized this problem after I realized, like, oh shit, I can only record for like 3 hours. Because the problem, so here was the thing. The thing was, I would record for 3 or 4 hours, edit it that night, upload it the next day. Then record 3 or 4 hours that day, edit it to like 30 minutes, upload it, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I mean, if you go to channel, you notice all those videos are going. I have a plan. I'm going to probably make a fucking 4th channel, because why not? And throw that over there. Probably just throw all the gaming content over there, right? Because I don't want... Because I have a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but there's a decent amount of people who are still like looking at like my how is this game doing in 2023 series. And like, I'm kind of not doing that right now anymore. So like, you know, they watch it and it's kind of like, oh, I like this content. Does he do this content anymore? Nope. And I'm like, listen, one day it will be back. Is it today? Absolutely not. It's too much time. It took a lot of time to do that, and the schedule got tighter. But so like, I was like, Elden Ring will be fun. Elden Ring's a good stream game. It's not a good. And I made like 20 videos on it, and like my impressions weren't doing well. And then I was like, you know what? Let's do it on Master Duel. However, something I forgot to realize, something that I am truly, truly terrible at, is one, I knew nothing about all the 10,000 Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I know a lot more of them today. I know a lot more of them do. And I could kind of be like, oh, is he going to do this? Back then, I had no fucking clue. I could not tell what my opponent was going to do. I couldn't play around a goddamn single interaction. It's truly dreadful. And so I was like, we'll do the Master. The Master will do one. I did relatively well. I was getting double-digit views for the first time on like almost all my videos. And so that went on for about 2 months. And I think at that point in time, I started streaming a lot of Master Duel too. And like the one thing I always never want to do, even though I said, I understood that if I was going to YouTube, I most likely want to focus on one game and only one game and then build an audience there and then kind of spread out from there. Like you build up doing one thing, and then once you get enough to sustain, then you can kind of spread your wings and fly around. I didn't do that. Or I knew that, but I didn't want to become just like the, oh, you're the Fortnite guy. It's like, or you're the Master Duel guy. You're the Yu-Gi-Oh guy. It's like, I didn't really want to be labeled as like, you're make this one type of content and only that type of content. I really, truly, I guess, didn't want to be categorized in that. And so I didn't. So I was just like, let's do it. And it was doing well. I got my first 1,000 view video because of Master Duel or Yu-Gi-Oh. And that video actually, I did put a decent amount of effort into it. It's funny. It's genuinely fucking hilarious. It is my first 1,000 view video, and I think I literally got 1 subscriber off of that. Like, that is an abysmal, that is an infinitesimal amount of interaction. And I don't think I got like 1 subscriber even recently. My first, like, I got no subs off of that at first. I got like the 1 sub like 3 years later randomly or something. And it was just like, oh man, was this a mistake? But what made me end up stop doing the Master Duel was like I uploaded for like a week, right? Because typically what I would do is I would record all my videos on like a Monday. I would record like 3 games. They would take about 15 minutes. They were real simple, easy to edit because the PC I used to stream was a PC I used to edit, but the driver on this PC is not really compatible with Premiere Pro. So it was a lot of finicky foolishness that would happen around. So I would, record I would literally record all of my videos for the week on Monday. And so I would record them. It would be duels on Monday, Friday, and then it would be spectating through Saturday, Sunday. In hindsight, what I wish I would have did was like a Master Duel learning series where I would I'm learning Master Duel along with everyone else, which probably would have did a lot better. I didn't do that because, hindsight's a bitch. And so that was truly going well. It was going decently. I think I ended up with like 18 subs. I would get like 1 sub every month or week or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'm doing decent. This sounds about reasonable at the time. And then what ended up happening was I uploaded a week, and I think in that 7-day span, I think the highest viewed video I got, because previously before that for like a month, every Yu-Gi-Oh video I uploaded essentially got like 100 views, and I'm like, oh, I'm fucking killing it. I'm killing the game. and then a week happened, and I literally think my highest viewed video was 20. And I can't explain to you how fast I abandoned that ship. Oh my god. Oh, I abandoned that shit so swift and quickly. And I was just like, yep, nope, gotta go. And so I immediately switched to DNF Duel. I did DNF Duel. I'm uploading maybe 10 videos of DNF Duel, and all 10 of them combined maybe have 30 views. Like, it was not much better. And so at that point, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And so not understanding how the YouTube algorithm really doesn't like when you switch. When it feels like it has a beat on you. If I was to tell anyone a tip, if the YouTube algorithm doesn't really like when you just like, if you're not an established YouTuber, it's not a big fan of when you'd say, psych, and juke it out and hit it with a pump fake, and then decide to go left instead of going right, and you just shatter its ankles on the floor, and now it's lying there looking stupid. And then you look up and realize, oh my god, I was going the wrong way. Yeah, no, the algorithm's not a big fan of that, and I wasn't a fan of that either, as now it was like, oh my god, he was only doing Master Duel content. What the hell is this? that went awry, and so I then think I literally stopped uploading YouTube videos for maybe 4 months, 5 months. No, so that was like in July. I did not make a YouTube video, like a video specifically for YouTube, until like from 2021 until, no, was that 2021? When the no, okay, no, that was 2022. Yeah, that was 2022. This was all 2022. I was giving myself more years. I've not been on YouTube for 3 years. I've been on it for 2, and we just passed 2 years. Yeah, we literally just passed 2 years. Wait, hold on, let me double check. Am I factually incorrect? Let's find out, shall we? Yeah, 2020, March 15th. No, we haven't passed 2 years yet. So I've only technically been on this platform for a year. Wow, that's wild. It's felt like I've been on here for 5. Content is fucking crazy. So I didn't make a video from like July of 2022 until March of 2023. Because what ended up happening was I started focused on streaming, and we were doing like, I was just kind of doing streaming because streaming was easier at that time. So I was streaming. I streamed damn near daily for like 7 months, borderline daily. It was at least a healthy chunk of streams going up multiple hours a day, and I think I did that for 6 months, and I got like a few like, I mean, I was streaming like kind of semi-consistently even before then, before I stopped it, but like I got 18 YouTube, and then like I think I had like probably like 5 Twitch followers or something, yada yada, and I just kept fucking, I streamed, and like what happened was a conundrum happened in March of 2023 where I think I had 18 YouTube subs and 18 Twitch subs. By the way, still got 18 Twitch followers. Or no, I have 18 Twitch followers. Still got that to this day. It's been a goddamn year or whatever. I mean, it's fine. So I was like, whatever one I get a sub to next, I'm gonna, or follower, subscriber to, I'm gonna focus on that. I think like a day later, I ended up getting like, I had 20 YouTube subs, and I was like, that's what I'm gonna focus on there, baby. And so I switched up the content. I was like, you know what, because I guess, so from November of 2022 to March of 2023, I pretty much just was uploading my streams to YouTube, and that was that was like, you know, 90 plus videos, and I got like 2 subs from it. Truly terrible, truly terrible, truly god awfully terrible. And so I was like, all right, I got 20, let's focus. We're gonna do gaming. And so I was just like, let's do this. And you know, how were they in 2023? They did decently well. I think I got like, by the time it was all said and done, I believe the last one I did was How Was Bloodborne in like part 1, and that was like November. And so I did that from March to November, pretty much. Or no, from March to September. And like, I want to say I got probably 100 subs, I think, somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah, some like 100, maybe like 70. And like, so pretty much, yeah, it was like at 70, 80-ish. 90, maybe 100. I think we'll say I was at 100. And ever since I switched over to the manga format that I've been doing, I shit you not, considering that the first manga video I made got 3,000 views, which I cannot even explain to you how fucking flabbergasted I was. That shit got 3K in like a week, and I was like, what the fuck? Clearly YouTube wanted me to do that from the beginning. And so I was like, yeah, let's make another one. I think I told it before. Let's make another one. That did well. And all these kind of started doing well, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I got more subs in like November alone than I got in like all of my entirety of like the past 15 months. I think I got like the last 4 months, it's like I've been averaging over like 100 per month, right? January was fucking crazy. I started the like January. I think I started with like I started the year with 299, and I think I ended the month with like it was like 580 or something like that. No, it was like I think it was like 540. It was like 545. It was like somewhere in like the 540 range. And then last February, I got like, you know, I think it was 130 something. And so, you know, it's a slow but steady growth. You know, I'm enjoying it. I will say that is the whole thing. I mean, they've always said it about YouTube, and like, it's like, you gotta understand, like, if you're gonna do it to make money, then don't even bother. You actually have to enjoy what you do. And I really enjoy making them. The shits are fucking hilarious. I think they're hilarious, and I think a lot of people think they are hilarious. I do wish that, like I said, I could just do it more to make them more funnier. So that I could do like voice acting and stuff, but when it's just me, my voice, and myself, it makes kind of like what I can do kind of limiting, because I don't want to try to voice act all the characters because my voice cannot handle that, and that is not my bag. So, you know, I'm not even gonna try to fake like it is my bag. It's just not my bag. And so yeah, eventually, hopefully one day, but you know, we keep on this growth pace and maybe have an explosive month. Hopefully we'll be at this March. I think I'm almost at 700. Hopefully we'll be at 1,000 by June, and then that would be great. That would be great. God, like I cannot explain to you the amount of Word documents I have of videos that like I want to do but kind of can't do because either A, how time consuming they are, and like I said, right now my time is on a tighter schedule than I want it to be. If my time was a little looser, I could, but it's like, it's so tight to where like I one of the things I don't want to do, because I know a lot of YouTubers, you know, if they do, you know, if you do this, for instance, for, you know, years, a decade, for some people, over a decade, is you end up burning yourself out. Like, you know, you don't want to do this for 8 years, or, you know, for 5 years, and you get like 20,000 subs. I mean, or maybe like 50 or 80,000, and you're like, yeah, guys, I'm going to need to take like a 10-month break because I've burned myself out. And so I've kept that in mind. I don't want to burn myself out, so I give myself ample amount of free time just to kind of like not worry about work, not worry about like, all right, what are we gonna do? Just to be like, all right, just enjoy these days, don't do anything, don't think about anything, just kind of relax. Because I don't want to have to be like, hey guys, I'm going on a 19,000 month hiatus. Hate to see it. I've burnt myself out. I creatively am out of juice. And so I'm kind of hoping that, you know, I'm trying to slowly help that prevent, because it would be god awful if I burnt myself out before I even like made it. Oh my god, that would be terrible. But like I got like dude, I got like 10 Word documents of like videos that I would love to make. If I could just maybe convince my friend to learn how to communicating with him, communicating with God is easier than trying to communicate with him, I swear. And so I know he has nothing but free time on him because of his job. So if I can somehow brainwash him into becoming my editor, I could then be putting up maybe 2 videos a week. which would be phenomenal. Probably not 2 week, because like one would be the manga recommendation and the other one would kind of be like maybe my thoughts on like an anime or some. Like I have one that I really want to make, but like the problem is like it would require me to would require me to rewatch an entire anime, even though I do not want to rewatch this fucking garbage. Hate it, hate that shit. But I believe it's 2 seasons, all 24 episodes. That is 48 fucking episodes, all 20 minutes or whatever. Like, yeah, no, that's a few hundred hours. That like, or not a few hundred hours. That I'm bugging, but like that's a hefty day or two. Plus, it would be longer because I would have to write stuff as I watch it. And so there was that one. Another one was going to talk about like the worst manga I've ever completed. And so, but the problem is that manga is like 139 chapters, so it would literally require me to reread the entire thing. Even though, God, I do not want to reread that entire thing. Like, let me talk to you. I don't know how you guys do with any bad form of media. Some people are like, I love it. Some people are like, well, I started it, I might as well complete it. I'm the complete opposite. I abandoned ship as soon as I realized this was a mistake. Whether it becomes dull and boring, the manga or anime. Like, there are very few genuinely terrible series that I could be like, I watched it and be like, oh my God, that was awful. Like, Attack on Titan, I was with it. Not Attack on Titan. Even though Attack on Titan's ending, even though I don't know how you guys, but spoilers don't really affect me like that. Like, I'm not like, oh man, you spoiled it, you ruined it for me. If anything, if you spoil it for me, that could get me more excited. If I know what's coming, oh, it could get me even more excited, because I'm like, oh man, I can't wait. That's how I managed to make it through the first 150 episodes of Bleach, because I knew he was getting that hollow mask eventually, and I couldn't fucking wait, and it was all worth it. But like, so like a lot of manga or like anime, like Tokyo Ghoul, when fucking whatever the fuck his name is, Kazuki, turned into the giant mass. I didn't watch an episode past that. What was it, the dragon? That's what they called it. I ain't watch a fucking episode past that. I think literally the moment he turned into that, I think it was like at the end of the episode, I was just like, this is where I will conclude. This is where I will conclude my watching of the series. Yeah, that was something. And there was like 2 episodes left and then it was over. I was like, nah, I'm good. Another one is 7 Deadly Sins. I finished season, what was that, 2 or 3? When Escanor beat the brakes off the one guy, I can't remember his name because it's been years. And then, you know, that finished, like, oh, that was real good. And then I think it was season 3 came out. It was like season 3 or season 4 came out. People were like, yeah, it's dogs. I was like, well, that's where I conclude my relationship with the 7 Deadly Sins. What's another one? Sword Art Online. I was watching. I was kind of with it. It confused, like, so like he gets out of SAO and then he goes into like the fairy world online, right? First of all, I think it's fucking nuts. And honestly, back then we were like, that's outrageous, who would do that? And then in today's climate, I'm like, yeah, people would definitely do that. They're like, it's misinformation, people got trapped inside a game and died. But you know, neither here nor there. And so I was kind of like, you know, he doesn't want to go in the game, but he kind of has to. But then when he went into Gun Gale, like, because he wanted to be a goddamn Batman or something, I was like, no, he even know, like, you got trapped into this and were like, yeah, I'll do it again. I was like, brother, you PTSD just don't affect Kirito, huh? He's just PTSD immune, apparently. Who knew? Because I sure as hell didn't. And he does that. And after the Gun Gale finish, when it was the copycat killer or whatever, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I think we can go ahead and call this one a wrap. I think we're gonna go ahead and finish this one up. And oh, we did. Well, I did. But like most manga, like if I'm reading you and I'm like, holy shit, there gotta be something better, I'm never picking it up. Because like, you know, when you first get into any media, you think all of it is game changing. Like there is no, I don't like when I first started reading manga or watching anime again, I didn't think there was such a thing as bad anime because all of it was so new, so interesting. It's like a new relationship. right? It's like you just started dating her. You're like, oh, she's so great. She's so wonderful. Look at all this. There's nothing bad she could do. And then the longer you're with it, you're like, never knew they did that. But it's fine. It's fine. And the longer you're in, like, oh man, let me tell you what, I can't fucking stand it. Let me tell you. There are so much generic garbage. Holy there's so much bland. That shit is terrible. Like there's no excuse for me to be reading you and be like, damn, I could really be doing anything else. And that's how so many of them were that were just generic. I think like the problem didn't really show up for me until I started reading the Chinese ones. Oh my God. I cannot express to you how boring the Chinese manga, 9 out of 10 of them are the most boring, generic, cookie cutter bullshit you will ever read. Oh my God. Oh, it's terrible. It's truly, if you've read one Chinese manga, you've read them all. Like the first one I read, they were like, this is cool. This is new. It's refreshing. And then you read another one. You're like, oh, this is cool. This is new. This is refreshing. And then you read another one. You're like, this kind of like the other one. Another one, similar to the other one. Another, like, okay, all right. And then by like the 17th one, they're all the same. I don't know what it is, but Chinese manga refuse to end. That's another thing. There are so many of them that are like chapter 12,793, and you're like, bro, who are they? Like, Chinese manga are like the main culprit of, yeah, we're just gonna keep a new villain every other week. And you're just like, oh my God. And they're like, you've reached the heavenly realm, but have you reached the heavenly master grandmaster realm? Yes. And then they reach that one, like, oh, there's a higher chill realm. Like, there's like, oh, you have the normal realm. Oh, you're at the low realm. You got to get to the middle realm. In the middle realm, people are gods to them. And then they get to the middle realm, like, oh, you got to get to the higher realm. And then they get to the high realm, like, you got to get to the very high realm. And they get there, like, oh, did you get to the godly realm? You get to the godly realm. And they're like, oh, did you get to the greatly godly realm? And then they get to there, and it's like the very greatly almighty godly realm, and it just keeps going. And I'm like, dog, it's like this. And then like that's half of them. The other ones are like, hey man, I'm this practitioner from a million years ago. I've been resurrected, and now I am completely overpowered because all the martial arts haven't progressed. They've only regressed in the last 20,000 years. Sure, makes sense. And then this fucking old ass grandmaster just works out like, but the problem is every like, so like Korean manhwas do this too, right? The webtoons, where like there's a lot of them that are like, oh, you know, reincarnation, regression, and kind of isekais, right? The main difference between I think the Korean ones and the Chinese one, the Korean ones typically give their characters personalities. The Chinese one, I cannot tell you the personality of any of them from each other. Like all the women are the same. I shit you not. I don't know what's happening over there, but there cannot, like, women with multiple does not fucking exist. All of them, every single Chinese woman in that on them shows fall for the male in 35 seconds. It's a record, and it's consistent, and there is nothing appealing about it. They are not interesting. They are not nothing. Boring, dull, and I'm just like, holy shit! Y'all just throw women out here just to throw them. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, at least in Japanese ones, at least they give them all like traits or something that I could tell them apart. These, I can't tell each woman apart. They all do the same shit. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? And they're like, well, listen. They're like, well, we just got it all fresh out the print press. How do you think about it? And they're like, good. They're just like, well, we haven't drawn a pink-haired girl yet in the story. And someone's like, fuck it, draw her, make her fall in love. And I'm just like, brother, please, give her something. Something. And then they give her nothing, and it's like, oh, I can't work with this, which is why I cut off all, like, not all of them, but most of them. I've just been like, yeah, man, I can't do this. Like, y'all are out here with like, what is generic? Like I said, like the Korean thing is there are a lot of them where it's just like, oh, this 1,000-year grandmaster came back and he's an all-powerful god. But like a lot of times the characters, they give them some sort of personality. And like they make them interesting. Because I'm more of a character person than a story person, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, because when you think about it, there's been plenty of times when like the story is irrelevant, but you watch it because the characters are great. For instance, Konosuba. What is the end goal of Konosuba? There really isn't one, but you just like the character so much that like, I'm down. I'll watch it. Like, it doesn't matter. What are we up to? Doesn't matter. What's the end goal? To not be broke. But they keep finding ways. And it's just like, if you make good characters, if you give characters personalities, if you make characters funny, then it gotta be funny. But if you just make good characters, interesting characters, it literally does not matter what plot you throw them into. It does not matter what plot, it does not matter the story, because you could have like the greatest story in the world, but if the characters fucking suck, you're not gonna want to read it. You're gonna be like, oh man, there's so much wasted potential, they could have did so much. But even if like the story beats are generic, if the characters are great, you'll still read it and give it fantastic reviews, right? But like, yeah, that's me. But like the Chinese ones, dog, like the fuck up characters as much as they did, man. And like also the action scenes were like, there was no impact to these scenes that felt like they were like, oh, this is gonna have all the impact in the world. No impact. That shit was garbage. I was like, oh my god. It was like in one panel his sword is like at the top, and then next panel his sword's at the bottom, and the guy was like, ugh, and he's defeated. And it's like you didn't show me like the impact, nothing. Okay, whatever, man, I understand. You just got to get this out for the boss. I get you. But there's so many. Like there are genuinely so many Chinese ones. You could go look there. You will see like several that are like in the thousands of chapters. And I'm like, is this shit daily? How the fuck are we I'm like, how are you doing? Like, part of it feels like they're coming out with this shit daily. And I'm like, boy, that got to be some type of labor they got going on there. That got to be against rights or something. Because ain't no way. It's truly spectacularly terrible. But you know, some people read them, some people enjoy them, and you know, that's to each their own. Even if their own taste is terrible. I mean, truly god awful terrible. Oh man, that was, what is that, 40? Yeah, I'll probably go. I'll try to ramble for another. I mean, this is closer to a podcast than anything else. For 13 minutes. What else? So I mean, we talked about that. I mean, I guess to be honest with you, if I get Tekken 8, I'm kind of still like, oh, to be honest with you, I'm waiting on GameFly. Listen, for those of you unaware, like I said, funds are tight. GameFly is very amazing. It's great. It's so great. I get to spend money on games without having to spend money on games. I'm waiting on Tekken 8. And if honestly, Tekken 8 is probably going to be the next game I stream. That's stream a lot. I'll probably end up playing. Like, that's probably going to be the next game to take over Master Duel for me. Because Master Duel right now it's in a place. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! As a whole is in a place where, like, I'm not saying like it's not fun, but like it's kind of not fun. And like this happens where it's happened more frequently in about the last year and some change than previous years. Where, so if you're not aware of Yu-Gi-Oh, in Yu-Gi-Oh prior to 2020, I believe Power of the Elements came out. I guess Tournament became full power really at like 2020, end of 2022, start of 2023 was like, no, 2023, no, so like 2022, right, was kind of when Tournament's Reign of Terror was going nuts, right? And so they were tier 0. The problem was Tournaments were just a tier 0 that then got followed up by, you know, somewhere like it's not tier 0. It was borderline tier 0, but pretty much tier 0 of Cash. Kashtira was tier 0. Then we go a few months where like it's kind of like it's like the main decks are like Labyrinth, Pearly, or like, you know, Labyrinth, Pearly, Fire Ace, whatever the fuck the Fire Ace cards are called. And then we go right into another tier 0 with Snake Eyes Fire King. So we've had like pretty much 3, you could say 2, arguably 3 tier 0s in the last 2. And by the way, like TCG's ban list is essentially once every 4 months or once every 3 months. So like to have 3 pretty much tier 0s in like 2 years, it's wild, considering that previously in like the decade before, there was maybe like 5 tier 0 before that, where like you would get like 1 tier 0 every like two years, 2 or 3 years, right? Where it was just kind of like they released this card, but then there was this other card they released several years that they didn't think of. No, Fire King Snake Eyes is literally every card just came out, and it's just nuts. And it's just ridiculous, and I don't understand how they done it. And like Master was kind of going where like Snake Eyes is full power, and like they just haven't banned it. They haven't hit any of the cards, and like we're going to get the Fire King stuff probably in like 3 months, and then like unless they do some hits immediately, it's going to be terrible. Like I haven't had nearly as much interest in the game, and so I'm hoping Tekken, whatever time I would typically spend on Master Duel, I'm just going to spend on Tekken instead. That's hopefully the game plan. Not sure if it's going to work like that, but hopefully if I'm lucky, that's how it's going to work. I haven't played a Tekken since Tekken 5, and that was on the PSP. I remember vaguely about it. I was maybe like 10, so I can't be like, oh, I was cold as fuck. I don't know, because I never played online. The only thing I ever remember was my hatred for Dragunov. I do remember that. That was a very staunch thing. I fucking hated Dragunov. I fucking still can't stand Dragunov. He beat my ass so fucking much. Holy shit. Like I would go with that game and I was whooping ass. But Dragunov, he was so much of a pain in the ass. I feel like I said, I can't really remember how good I even was at Tekken 5 because it was so long ago. I was probably old. Like, if I played against a human, I'd probably get my ass beat, right? Because like you gotta understand, the training modes back then were kind of different. Like the training modes back then weren't exactly like, here's your frame data, here's when you're plus, here's when you're not, here's your frame startup. Like they weren't really doing that too often, especially on the PSP. Like not too often. So like I've been watching a shit ton of Tekken, and like, you know, I'm just hoping when I get it and I stream it, I don't fucking embarrass myself. I'm probably not going to stream it like immediately. I'm probably at least going to practice it a bit, but I'll probably play my first matches of it online. But cause I at least want to get a character. Like before I come on stream and be like, yeah, here we go. Like I kind of want to get a character. It kind of happened to me in Street Fighter 6 a bit, where I have Street Fighter 6. I played it for like a month, but like I was playing Juri, but like Juri doesn't really like fit my play style, where like she's cool, but like she doesn't really fit how I like to fight. And I haven't really seen any character like that. Also, I was also going to stream Fighters because Fighters apparently got rollback, even though when I went on fucking line, that shit did not say rollback. That shit said delay. And like, I'm terrible at that game. And that game is not in the greatest state right now either, because the fucking fusions are so dumb. Like they just kept buffing the fusions, and so the fusions are essentially the best characters in the game. And they're obnoxious to fucking fight. They are so obnoxious to fight. Holy shit, I can't believe what they did to them. But I mean, everyone's mostly hopeful that we'll probably get a Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 announcement next year. I mean, it's been several years and there's been no updates. They implemented rollback. Yeah, they'll probably implement rollback and announce Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 probably next year, which will be hilarious. It would make sense because there's supposed to be a new Dragon Ball like what, Dragon Ball Dinkai is supposed to come out at the end of this year. So we're supposed to get that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, too surprised if we go from Sparking Zero, because there's a new Dragon Ball game every year because I think of contracts and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of been, oh god, I wish like I had PCs good enough, because I would literally just stream PC games. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But like, hopefully we'll probably be playing Tekken 8 or I know Street Fighter 6 just got Ed. I've watched a bit of Ed. Like, I don't think Ed's really my character. Like, it really, like, fighting games I cannot explain to anyone who does it. It's like, it's so much about, do you have your character? Because if you have your character in a fighting game, I promise you, it will make you play it like 10 times more than you would. Like, Cooler by himself, I have 1,000 hours on Dragon Ball FighterZ. Cooler, I have 1,000 hours on Cooler. There has maybe been a single, I probably have hundreds, if not thousands. No, I definitely have thousands of matches on fighters. I don't know if I have tens of thousands. That becomes tricky. Maybe I have like 10,000 matches. There is literally, I shit you not, maybe one match I have that is not with Cooler. Like, Cooler got, because I had the game, no, because I had the game originally, and I was playing with like Gohan, Gotenks, and I think like Goku Black, I think was my fucking team. But what ended up happening was, at that time, I didn't have PlayStation Plus. My dad had PlayStation Plus, and my account was on his account. And like, the PlayStation Plus was bugging, and it wasn't letting me play fighters at the time. And so I had GameFly, but I only had 2 games at the time, and there was other games I wanted. So I ended up sending it back. Yeah, I sent it back. And then what ended up happening was, sent it back, and then I ended up getting it back, or buying the game back, I think that June. And that was also conveniently when Cooler came out, Cooler and Bardock. So I bought the season pass. No, it was when, yeah. And then, you know, Bardock, Cooler came out. So I played it. And so from that moment on, I pretty much have Cooler all the time. And so like Tekken 8, I kind of have a few characters where I'm just kind of like, where I'm just like, you know, we're going to see. Like, Lee is one where I was just kind of like, wow. Because like, if you know your play style or like fighting style and fighting games, like you'll watch a character and your mind is still like, I want to do what they're doing. And that's kind of how it was. I was thinking about, I was pretty probably gonna be like, it was either gonna be Sakura or Raven. But like, I watched Raven play and I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe I gotta get my hands on them to see. But like, the 2 characters, which shocked me because I literally had no interest in playing either one of these characters, was Lee and Lily. I watched their gameplay and I was like, oh no, please don't do this to me. I really don't want to, man. I really don't. I don't want to. Like, I thought about King because like when I was younger, like I said, with the Tekken 5 and PS5 or PSP, I remember the characters I typically used to play was King. I played King a decent bit. I wasn't good at him. I didn't know how to fucking command grab or nothing like that. I want to say it was King. Like, I played Devil Jin. Like, I mean, I was butt mashing. Panda, because I think my brother had Panda customized, and so I don't think I knew how to customize character, so I just played as like Panda sometimes. But I think it was literally King, Devil Jin, Panda, and that was it. I didn't really touch any other characters. I think, like I said, it's been several years, no clue. But I was just like, there's no way I'm gonna play Lee or Lily. Like, I watched them fight and I was just like, oh god, they're gonna do this to me. I've watched, like, I like watching King fight, but King, I'm not really like, I don't really like command grabbers or grapplers. I'm not a big fan. So, like, the best way I can explain it is like characters that are like Cooler, like I can work with. Like, yeah, no, those are definitely the characters that are just like, pretty much just kind of characters like Cooler, kind of like by far the best. Let's say 59 minutes. Oh, I guess we can wrap this up. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this chat. I didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't feel like playing any games. Well, I didn't have any games I wanted to stream really, so I was like, yeah, we just chat. By chat, I mean me talking into the empty void. I guess not really. This will get uploaded on YouTube, and it will also be if I don't stream tomorrow, which we'll see how it goes. I might start knocking out some video scripts earlier, even before, because you know you guys typically pick all the genres of the next genre, but I might just start knocking some out even if they're not going to be picked, so that I can essentially start saving time instead of having to always write them this week. I can essentially write the rough drafts of them and then kind of go from there and kind of see how it goes. Anyway, is there anything else? Nope, it's been an hour. My voice is gonna be shot here in a fucking second. I am gone. Peace.